Hello guys, I'm Pickles Parker, and today I will be giving you my movie reaction for Star Wars The Last Jedi. Enjoy! So yes, Star Wars The Last Jedi. Now I was extremely hyped for this film, and I was actually very disappointed. Now don't get me wrong, it's not a bad movie. It's just a very disappointing one. Now I'll just get into my thoughts in the set, but let's just go on to the good points. Now for one, the movie looks brilliant. It looks sensational. It really looks good. The colour choices by Rian Johnson are really good as well. Like the red and black Snoke throne room, and of course the end scene with the red on white was spectacular to look at. Then also, I think if you like Resistance v First Order, then you're definitely going to like this film. There is a ton of stuff in that, which I think is really good. I think the performances of especially Mark Hamill and Adam Driver are really good in this film. And unlike popular opinion, I do actually really like the Finn and Rose subplot. But just the things I didn't like in this film, like it's not a bad movie, but there are just a lot of things I don't like, and I think that is mainly down to one thing which we'll get in a minute. But I think that the Luke and Rey training scenes weren't utilised enough. Lucas really taught Rey, but he didn't really. I think Luke's character was, what they did to him was okay for a character, but did it suit his character? No. I think Luke should have done more before he died, because it feels like he was a waste in this film if he was just going to die at the end. He didn't do enough. And Snoke dies. Why? I'll get on to my thoughts on that in a minute. Phasma dies. Why? And the whole Kylo and Rey dynamic, and Kylo as a whole, I wasn't really a fan of. So that's boiled down to all these things I didn't like. Why? And that's down to Rian Johnson. Now the film looks brilliant. He's director. He directed it superbly. But that's also mainly down to his script is mainly the problem. And I think what it comes to is JJ directing and writing The Force Awakens. Now JJ Abrams directed and wrote The Force Awakens. You can really tell that he's not directing and writing this one, because especially things that are set up in The Force Awakens are immediately ignored in this film because of Rian Johnson's vision. And I just think that had he had his own trilogy, Rian Johnson could have made this into a spectacular film had he directed The Force Awakens instead of this been his vision. But as it wasn't, it's really jarring as you've got two separate visions, supposedly a sequel, and I think that's what made of the flaws of this film go down to, a different vision. Now I'm not saying this vision is bad, but I just think for what was set up in The Force Awakens makes these visions bad. If he'd done The Force Awakens and not set these things up, then I wouldn't be that mad. Now, apart from the Luke thing, which I think it would have been a flaw, whatever, but I think like Snoke dying and Phasma dying and Rey and Kylo's relationship, and Kylo I think is because of the contrasting villains between the two. I think that Snoke dying was ridiculous. Like, he's supposed to be the most powerful Jedi that we've powerful Sith for a very long time, and what does he do? He just dies at the lightsaber. I mean, sure, people like it because it gives Kylo the opportunity to become Supreme Leader, but I just think that's a really wasted opportunity of a character. We never learn any of his backstory, but I just think he could have been a really good villain. We already seen glimpses of his power in The Last Jedi, and just how threatening he can be and how strong he is with the Force. So to just kill him in an anticlimactic way is just not on. Because I think it would be better to kill off Kylo and keep Snoke on. I think they could have done the whole Vader plotline where Kylo tries to betray the Emperor, but they could have done a twist so Snoke actually knows, and then kills Kylo unexpectedly. That would have been a shock. And as Snoke was a shock, was it a good shock? No, it wasn't. Then you could have had Snoke be the main antagonist for the final installment. I think that would have been really good because you wouldn't have expect Kylo to die, and he just does. But it works well because he has a screen and it shows Snoke's power. Just how powerful Snoke is. And then he could have tried to tempt Rey into the dark side. And I just think him dying without even getting a backstory, him really showing, becoming their own villain in his own right, and without him having an epic lightsaber duel with Luke, I just think it was such a wasted opportunity. Same with Phasma. I mean, she's the Boba Fett of the sequel trilogy, just not. Just she didn't die in an as stupid way as Boba Fett. She had so much potential. I think she's really good in The Force Awakens, but I was hoping for a lot more screen time here, as she is advertised to, and she really doesn't get that much screen time at all. And I just think she's another wasted villain. She didn't have to be the main one, but I was hoping she'd get a lot more screen time. And I was hoping for a confrontation between her once Finn is captured, like on their own. But that never really happens, and she has no screen time, which is a waste of a character. As Phasma is a really good character, I really look forward to seeing her, but then she's the Boba Fett of the sequel trilogy, I suppose. Another thing is Luke. Now, what they did to him, making him grumpy, not wanting to use the Force, he's done with the Jedi after what he's seen, was fine. It's a good idea for a character, but would you give that to Luke? No. Because you could have done it to another character, but it just doesn't suit Luke, I think. I think that it didn't suit Luke, but I was fine with it if it got an ultimate resolution. But we didn't get that, he just appears as a hologram towards the end. And then he just kind of just helps them escape as a distraction. The mighty Luke Skywalker doesn't even do anything good, because the likely is the First Order will just catch him and hunt him down again in Episode 9 anyway. So what was the point of his sacrifice? I did like the way he goes when he just flew away. That was a nice touch, and it's similar to how Yoda went in Return of the Jedi and how Obi-Wan went in A New Hope. But I just think he should have either done that in as the last scene we see in Episode 9, and he should have stayed on to Episode 9, therefore he could have stayed grumpy for this film and then come into his own in Episode 9. Especially if you go with the whole Rey goes to the dark side thing, that could have been really cool if then he knows he has to step in. Or if he was to die in this film, he could have done something, because he thinks it's his mistake for Kylo. So he could have took Kylo down with him. If we were to change this from that planet to the Resistance base, he could have took the whole thing down with him into oblivion and said, I can't rectify this mistake, but I can stop it. And he sacrifices himself to rectify his mistake ultimately in his eyes, because he's gonna erase that mistake the best he can, whether that means him dying in the process, and him killing Kylo whilst also killing himself will have been a good ending, as it's an ultimate sacrifice and it does good to the universe. He wiped out the mighty Kylo Ren. If they were to kill him that way. Which I think would have been good, although I would have preferred him to be in episode 9, so that first thing I brought about of him being in episode, how it would have been good if he is in episode 9, that's good. But I just think that it was too early to kill him off, but if they were going to kill him off, they could have done it in a better way than that. Now, the whole Kylo Ren thing, now, Kylo is a completely different character in this film, which I think Adam Driver's performance is brilliant, but I'm just not a fan of where they've brought his character. Now, I think it's okay to have a sympathetic villain who's conflicted, but that kind of does derail everything he was in The Force Awakens. They literally just do a massive retread of the plot in Force Awakens to let drag it out. In The Force Awakens, he's a really dark, evil Sith Lord, and then you see glimpses, flickers, and you know he's conflicted because his dad's Han Solo. But then he ultimately kills him, making a stand that he is he swears his allegiance to the dark side. This is him putting all the doubters, because he's now done what he was unsure he was going to do and what people were saying he couldn't do, which is kill Han Solo. So it was subtle, but you got it, you understood it. And I think in The Force Awakens, I think him killing Han Solo just reaffirmed that there was no going back. He thought there was something there, a spark that he could go to the light side, but is ultimately saying no, he's completely Sith. Yet they go on this forced plot thread in The Last Jedi, where he's conflicted again. Like I said, I don't mind if he's conflicted, but I just think that they shouldn't have done it to such a powerful villain in that, and it makes Han Solo's death made redundant. I really am sad at him smashing his mask. I understand why he did it, because Snoke was taking the mick out of him and he's like really angry about it. But I just love that mask, it's such a cool mask, he's so much more intimidating with that mask. So I just wish he kept it, I love that mask. But yeah, Rey and Kylo's relationship, this really confuses me, you see. Because Rey's like, you monster, you killed Han Solo. And then they touch hands and she's like, oh no, no, actually, yeah, you're our only hope, Ben. Come join the light side. It's like, what? That's a bit of a jump, isn't it? And then they go, and probably the coolest scene in the movie, though, when they take off all the Praetorian guards. Which are a nice throwback to the Emperor's guards, actually. Yeah, Snoke gets killed, which I've already covered. And then Kylo becomes the Supreme Leader. Which I'm not really as fussed on as other people. I'm not really a big deal on it, just because I think it doesn't really mean anything. Because he feels less powerful as Supreme Leader than he did as nothing in The Force Awakens. Because you feel in the original trilogy, although the Emperor is the Emperor, you always feel that Vader is running the show, he's intimidating. Yet here you don't feel like being the Supreme Leader means anything, whereas for Darth Vader, he didn't even need to be the Supreme Leader and he was running the show. Where here, you just don't feel it, so I don't think it did anything for his character. I think it makes him more generic. I just don't really feel where there's anything to go with his character now in Episode 9. That's why I would have killed him off here in The Last Jedi. Now also Leia. Now Leia was absolutely fantastic in this movie. But there is one scene, you all know it's coming, that Mary Poppins floating in space scene. Now it was a shock, but I wouldn't have wanted them to kill her off here. Because she wasn't in the Force Awakens much, and knowing this is Carrie Fisher's last movie, I'd like to do it in the end, and live throughout the whole end. Well, if she died at the end, I didn't really mind, but as long as she lived right to the end. So I was a bit annoyed because then she wouldn't have had very much screen time at all, and it would be a disservice to Carrie Fisher. But yeah, and then somehow she's in space, she most likely dies, she's starting to freeze up, and then suddenly she magically takes herself back to the ship. How this happens, I don't know. She's force sensitive, yes, but she's nowhere near powerful with the force. She just has glimpses, flickers of the force. And even most powerful Sith Lords or Jedi, even Snoke, even Yoda, wouldn't be able to do that. Who are strong with the force. So how Leia's doing that, I do not know, and it defies logic. And I think it's a disservice to Carrie Fisher putting that scene in there. I really think A, it defies logic, and it's not very nice to Carrie Fisher. But I think they should have just taken it out of the final theatrical cut. And maybe put it in there for the lengthened cut. Now, like I said, I will be getting onto some good points. The direction was stellar from Rian Johnson. His script wasn't the best, but the direction was stellar. Snoke's room was absolutely brilliant. And then the final planet at the end, I can't remember its name, the Hoth ripoff. That planet, that is really nice with the red and white colour palette, I absolutely love it. And yeah, I just think it's really good. The whole modelled CGI is much better than pure CGI, as we see with the Porgs and Yoda. I'll be getting on to both those elements in a minute. Adam Driver and Mark Hamill in particular, but everybody's performances were really good. I think that the Finn and Rose subplot was decent actually. People don't seem to like it, I can't understand why. I didn't feel it interrupted pacing, I really liked it. I did like the gambling planet, but I did feel the slight animal cruelty thing put in there was a bit forced myself. But I really like it when they go to the First Order ship, because that's really good when they go undercover. I really love that. It's really good when you find out the Codebreaker ratted them out. That's really nice too. I really like BB-8 facing BB-9. I really like how you get the ultimate showdown with Finn and Phasma. Although Phasma is a wasted character, that's a really nice duel with these two characters meeting before the end, because that's how it started. So yeah, that was really nice. I really enjoyed that subplot. Now, the Porgs. These were heavily marketed. And I thought they were actually really good, really. I love the Porgs, they're so cute. Although they weren't in it half as much as they're marketed to be. I think that they were really good, especially really funny moments like when Chewie's in the Millennium Falcon and they're just like pressing all the buttons and ripping up seats and just like, oh, in just like annoyance. And that's just really nice. Really nice moments like that. That is pure Star Wars. Now, Yoda. Now that is, apart from the Praetorian Guard, Kylo and Rey fight scene, this is the best scene in the movie, when you see Yoda and Luke. It's just like a really nice throwback, because Luke didn't seem like half the character he was in the original trilogy. So seeing him with Luke is just, seeing him with Yoda just reminds you that he is still that boy that you've seen in the original trilogy. And that was really nice. I liked how they used a puppet for Yoda, only using light CGI on the top. That looks really nice to create the perfect Yoda. I just think that scenes were really nice. It was a really nice surprise. I just think that was really nice. I think Yoda was good as always. I think that is a really nice scene. So yeah, this movie, I'm very conflicted on it. It's not a bad movie. It's a good movie, definitely. It is a very good movie. There are definite good points. I just think it's a very flawed movie also. I think it wastes a lot of potential threads for episode 9, and some things I don't agree with. But that all goes down to one thing: conflicting directors. JJ directed The Force Awakens and Rian directed The Last Jedi. And I can't understand why JJ's directing episode 9, but then that's another video for another day. So yeah, one thing I just want to go on before I give you my score is one word. Hashtag justice for Akbar. Yes, Admiral Akbar dies. What the hell were you thinking, Star Wars? Oh my gosh. I just hate this with a passion, because Admiral Akbar, for some reason, is one of my favourite characters. He's appeared in the original trilogy. He's lived through all that. He's an iconic character. And then he just dies, just randomly, on the attack on the bridge. And then in nothing seen, Admiral Holdo is like to Leia, oh yeah, Admiral Akbar died. By the way, literally those exact words. And that just really annoyed me, because I think for a character as Admiral Akbar, he deserved more justice than this. But anyway, my score. The movie's good yet flawed. Has some definite good points, some definite highlights. But it also has some flaws. And I think that a lot of them I don't like some time, and I don't like them a lot, most of the flaws. And I think a lot of potential characters are wasted in this, and plot threads I've set up in The Force Awakens are not carried out through to this film, despite it being its sequel. Although Rian Johnson's vision is okay, it conflicts with JJ's vision in the fall, and therefore it makes this film incredibly jarring. Although I still enjoyed this movie. But I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 and 3 stars out of 5. But what did you guys think? Comment below, let me know. Please like this video if you have enjoyed it, and if you want to see more content from my channel, then please hit subscribe. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.